Welcome to episode 90 of Sorry for the Delay. I'm your editor, Mia. This week, Sean gives a Seattle trip report that includes a story about meeting a local musician, Josiah Flores. We get a scary story of old people who believe they are talking to famous people, but it's actually AI. We also get a debate about the upcoming changes at Disneyland. Finally, a unique Lego set and a signed vinyl album. Enjoy the show.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Sorry for the Delay. We are your hosts. My name is Sean. This is Joshua. And Joshua, this is week 90, but I mean, technically it's episode 90.
I mean, fiscal week? Are we talking business?
Well, we put them out in weeks too, so I guess it is. Okay. Week 90 for us, if it makes sense still. Yeah. I guess I just didn't want to word it that way, but whatever. Hello, everybody. Hello, Joshua. How you doing this week, buddy?
This is good. This is the 90th episode, okay? Just so we're getting that out of the way because it's, we've made it this far. I'm doing great, Sean. It's another night pod, which usually gets pretty fun. I mean, we love these night ones. So if you're listening to us in the morning, congratulations, because you're going to get to listen to these two guys just go crazy at night while you're on your way to work or on your break or, eating a fucking, McDonald's.
If you're on your break right now and you have 15 minutes with us, that is incredible. Thank you for sharing these 15 minutes. We will try not to ruin your life completely.
Or get you fired, depending on what we say.
Or get you fired.
Yeah, sometimes this is why headphones are good, right? Earbuds.
Don't listen to us without headphones. Yeah, that's the big takeaway.
Because F-bombs happen. We say some inappropriate shit. There you go. We talk about bosses that suck. You might have one. We get into all kinds of shit. So,
nice, buddy. You know what else we get into, my dude? We get into what we are drinking this week, my guy. What do you have in your cup? Let the people know, Joshua. I bet you I can guarantee what it is right now. It's probably just straight bourbon, but I'll let you tell the people.
That is a theme. That if this is your first time listening to us, I normally do when we do the late night pods, I drink straight whiskey with a little bit of ice, but I decided to, because sometimes I got to mix this up on Sean because he likes to guess. Yeah. So instead of straight whiskey tonight, I am drinking a little mini Arnold Palmer. So a mix, a little bit of, whiskey, whatever, but I splashed some other stuff in here. So I went with an Arnold Palmer tonight, Sean.
All right, buddy. I feel that. Yeah, congratulations.
Cheers. Cheers. Yeah. What do you got going on over there? Sean's always got something cool he's drinking. No, not
tonight. But last week I was sick. This week, surprise, surprise, not so sick anymore. So there's that, But this week, buddy, I have this beautiful rocks glass by Brewmate, not sponsored, but I will take the sponsorship. And inside here is some Appleton Estate rum and Coke. Just a simple rum and Coke tonight.
Perfect. So how did you get over your sickness so quick? Because I know there's a lot of people out there
liquor.
Drugs.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Liquor and drugs.
You basically take the liquor and drugs and you put them in your body and you shake it all up like a Scrabble. Yep. And then you kind of just throw up everywhere. And then hopefully, you throw up the bad bacteria. But realistically, Joshua, it was just lots of rest, fluids, and just hardcore amounts of porn, really loosen up the soul. So there's that. So if you appreciated last week's episode and my voice, well, hey, it's back to normal. Sorry, everybody. I know.
It sounded so good last week, too. You just have that deep voice. It just kind of like that narrator, like you should have been reading a book, Like
I should have been in a book. They should be doing studies on me. So there's that.
Great voice. Great voice he has.
Well, thanks, buddy. Hey, let's head on over to the housekeeping corner real quick.
Perfect.
While I still got everybody's attention. Hello, welcome to the housekeeping corner. There's no transition to this other than saying, hey, this is the housekeeping corner.
No, you have a button. There's a visual. You don't see it if you're just listening.
Yeah, I guess you're right. There is a visual. Yeah. There's a visual on that one. Yeah. But just real quick, everybody. For those of you who heard last week or didn't hear last week and you're listening to it the first time this week, we have all our merch lined up now. Our merch is out there in the wild. Sorry for Little Late Out Live /merch. You can get this beautiful shirt that I'm wearing from the summer collection. Mm-hmm. Joshua will eventually have a beautiful shirt. It just hasn't gotten to him yet. But I wanted to say that we were able to put Stripe on there now. So now you can basically pay us whatever you feel. You can use whatever you feel like using to pay us for these shirts. So it's open to everything. There's Apple Pay. There's that thing where you can charge it and use like a like a third party if you wanted to. And that makes like the shirts $8 a piece depending on what you get. So all the options are open to you guys now. So there's no just PayPal exclusive. So I just wanted to put that out there.
And I mean, that sounds kind of elementary, but I feel like we also have to give credit to one of our subscribers, one of our listeners, one of our viewers, because he also made a suggestion on making the purchases through the phone. Because apparently there was a glitch. So I don't know if you want to explain the glitch, Sean, because you might be able to explain it better. But if you had problems purchasing, the merch on your phone, your mobile device, there was a little bit of an issue there that has now been fixed.
Yeah. So thank you to that listener. I really do appreciate it. And if you guys run into stuff like I'm about to describe or something weird just happens, just let us know. Shoot us an email, shoot us a text, whatever. Send us a message on the Instagram. We'll find you. Just let us know. But what had happened is that when we created this shop, there are a few different ways that you can create it. You can create a shop for a single item, or you can create a shop for multiple items, right? We are not a single item store, which when the shop was created, it was left on as a single item. So when you went to the mobile site and try to purchase something, instead of giving you a prompt to say add to cart, it gave you a prompt that just said purchase. And so not knowing that, we went through with everything and then found that out. We were able to change that pretty quickly. So now if you're on the mobile site, you can go ahead and you can add to cart to your little heart's content. Any shirt size, any color. So yeah, that's kind of just what happened. So thank you. Shout out to that wonderful listener and giving us the feedback on that one.
Yeah. And we also appreciate that. And that same listener did win one of our giveaways, one of our sweepstakes. Didn't we hook him up with something on one of the,
yep.
Yeah, gave him a little Funko out of that. So again, we appreciate everybody in the feedback. So
yeah. Speaking of giveaways, Joshua, we do have to set up a new giveaway for the merch now. So we'll have to talk about that later. Okay. So that'll be fun. So stay tuned for that.
We'd love to give shit away, honestly.
Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Other than that, in the housekeeping corner, sorry for the delay. Live.
Mouthful.
You can come on over, check out this whole episode, and it's a little transcript. I'm pushing this a lot because it is so fun to head to the website, go to the little search bar on the bottom, and just type in random things and see if we've talked about them. Joshua, I'm just going to say some random words because these are the words that I typed into the search bar that didn't come up. So the first word I have for you is cow milk. All right. So that was not apparently ever spoken on the podcast until right now in this very moment. So there's that.
I mean, we did cover, I got to say real quick, we did cover cockroach milk. So if you
did cover cockroach,
so that you'll find
cockroach.
Cockroach
yeah, that's
milk.
Also
that will be in there.
Cockroach milk is
funny how that came before cow's milk. Go figure.
Yeah. Go figure. And the other one I wanted to just mention real quickly is yellow bus. Yeah. So those two did not show up, but now they will. Yellow bus. So there you go. It's pretty cool. It's
kind of crazy. You'd think by 90 episodes we would have said yellow bus somewhere.
I thought we did at one point, but no, we had not. So now we have.
So sorry if we offended anybody who used to ride on yellow buses. We missed out on you. It's up until 90 episodes.
I actually rode on a short bus, so there was that.
Big guy on a short bus. Yeah. See, you don't see that too often.
No, you don't. But that was all I wanted to talk about in the housekeeping corner.
Beautiful.
So appreciate everybody. Hey, thank you guys if you bought a shirt or if you're thinking about buying a shirt. Thank you. We do appreciate that. I'm still waiting on a Joshua approved quality test. So if you're waiting on Joshua to tell you whether or not quality is good, then just keep waiting until next week. He will have his shirt by then. I can track that shit. So I'll know when he gets it. I'll probably know before he gets it.
Well, because I'm wearing like what you've been seeing, just to speak a little about like what I'm wearing. I'm wearing the embroidered version of the OG logo. So this one isn't in the shop yet, but this one has been washed and squished and, all kinds of stuff has happened to this.
You don't do your squish test.
Yeah, I mean, no, this one has had some squish. Trust me. Yeah. But yeah, that's what this one is right here. So yes, waiting on a new shirt.
There you go. So there's that. That is all I have, Joshua, unless you have anything else to add to the housekeeping corner.
I can't say it enough. Thank you for the listeners and thank you for the suggestions. I mean, we wouldn't have caught that on the mobile app. So thank you. So keep us updated.
Yeah, keep them coming. Keep us updated. I mean, we're here to serve you and, just have fun. like everybody else. So,
all right,
Joshua, let's go ahead and move on, my dude. Let's get to the chat with us section of the podcast, which is essentially the meat and potatoes of the podcasting content, if you will. So this week we have 4 beautiful topics for you, and they are as followed. Robots Among Us.
Okay.
Tip of the Needle.
I don't know.
Disneyland Conundrum.
Oh, no.
And Strawberry Moon. Those are your 4 topics for the week. Joshua, give me 1 second while I wet my palate here.
That's all right. You got to wind up for that. Can't come into the chat with us with a dry throat.
I know, a dry palate. Can you believe that? Oh, yeah. Nonsense.
Not doing nonsense. That. All right, Robots Among Us, Sean. Okay, so
Robots Among Us.
Yeah, you brought this one up. I mean, how we feel like we talk about robots, we talk about AI a lot because we love the future and we're going that direction. These goats love going in the direction of future. Yeah, I'm a goat.
Excuse me?
I'm a goat.
Hey, goat is derogative, okay?
Greatest of all time. Thank you. So what do you got for us, Sean? What is Robots Among Us? I'm curious to know how you thought this up and where this came from. Another dream you had?
No. So I'm not going to go into too much detail.
No, we want detail. What do you mean? Well, how can you start off by saying you're not going to go into detail?
Preference on where this came from. I'm not going to give too much detail on where it came from.
Okay.
So Joshua and I work relatively in public a lot so we deal with a lot of people. I'll leave it at that.
We do. Not on OnlyFans. That's not what we're talking about. This is
not
different.
Not on OnlyFans, but we deal with public a lot. So Joshua, I had been working with somebody this last week who got a little chatty with me. Got a little chatty, right?
Okay, we love that. Chatty's fine.
It happens, yeah. And I'm 100% okay with that. But then things got weird, Joshua. Mm-hmm. So he was showing me things in his phone, as most people do when they get a little chatty. You know, they're talking about stuff. And they were showing me different things, different stuff in their backyards, their families, blah, 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 right? This person is pretty well off, right? So they make pretty decent money. So they were kind of showing off some of the stuff that they were doing. And then after about 20 minutes of this conversation's going on, you know, just kind of showboating, but not in a bad way. You know, you'll get people who are kind of weird and will like showboat like real aggressively. This person wasn't. They're a real nice person. But then they showed me a text message thread, Joshua. A text message thread. And I thought at first, I was like, okay, that's interesting. Like, why are you showing me this? And then they were like, I want you to see the name on top of the text message thread. So you know how when you text somebody, right, it'll have the person's name up there. Joshua.
Correct, yeah.
This person, I kid you not, was texting, at least from the top of the message, right, the one and the only, Elon Musk, Joshua. So I have to ask you a few questions on this.
Okay.
And then I will kind of explain what some of those messages said. And then you can tell me whether or not you think it was
the real Elon or one of the many bots.
Right? Or one of the many bots. So the question I have for you first, Joshua, is, you know, the area I live in. And so, you know, you kind of know the repertoire of people that are over here. And this person was one of those people. Okay. So first question I have for you is, do you think there's even a remote possibility that somebody could be text messaging Elon Musk?
I mean, you know, we're still trying to determine if Elon himself is a robot or an alien. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, like, who even knows if it's the real? We're even seeing the real one on TV anyway. So right off the bat, I'm going to have to say it's probably not the real Elon. But I would like to see, you know, some messages. I would like to see how the text flows, because we know how Elon text is. I mean, he's got enough tweets out there, so you could probably pick up on if it's the real one or
the mannerisms maybe.
Correct. Punctuation, just whatever, you throw it into Chat GPT and ask Chat, is this something Elon would say? And then it'd probably tell you right off the bat. But I'm going to go with the camp that it's not the real Elon Musk.
Yeah. And I'm with you in that same camp, Joshua, because the messages that I read were blatantly AI driven. And what I mean by that is there would be a conversation of like, it would be quote unquote the robot in disguise here, Mr. Elon Musk, sends a message stating like something, hey, friend, maybe help me with figuring out how to solve this really complex problem of Mars and creating a colony kind of thing.
Okay.
And then this gentleman would shoot back his text, and then you would get an AI reply that was along the lines of, wow, that was a great idea. I might use whatever the idea was and add to it, right? It was clearly an AI driven conversation as I'm reading these text messages.
Okay.
Which makes me want to, which is why I bring up this whole thing. Robots among us, Joshua. There are people out there who are wholeheartedly 100% in belief that they are talking to real people. Something had happened recently in a celebrity news where I can't remember the actress's name, but she was mistakenly talking to not an AI per se, but someone catfishing as a different person, right? And so this is happening in like to very smart people, and it is kind of concerning. Like the way that these conversations, like the one I read with the Elon conversation, it wasn't violent or anything weird, but it was so strange to see these conversations and have this person 100% believe that they are talking to this robot.
So I guess the only way somebody could prove to me that this was a real conversation is that I would have to see them at like one of their kids' birthdays, like cutting cake and shit, holding hands on the Ferris wheel. You got to show me like a personal, like you went camping with them. You're pissing next to them, looking over your shoulder. That both your butt cheeks are hanging out. The classic camping picture. Roasted marshmallows together. Yeah. Like, you have to show me, you have to give me an intimate moment with somebody for me to believe that they really are your friend. Yeah. Otherwise, I'm just going to think that you're just out there using Photoshop and you're pasting people's, you got to show me something special. Have their name tattooed on you or something. I want to see a lock of their hair.
I need more physical proof.
Vial their blood, anything. Maybe like a tooth. You got to show a finger. I want to see real proof that this person is a part of you or has been inside you or whatever you want to prove. Like however they,
Yeah. And it kind of concerned me too, because this person was in their like late 70s and they're kind of just like, they're talking to this person. And I didn't want to pry or ask if that person ever asked for money. If this Elon Musk asked for money by any like means.
Yeah. Donations.
It's one of those things
for SpaceX,
Yeah, exactly. It just kind of, it's worrisome to see it.
See, I would have pried. But like knowing me, like I would have dug into it.
Yeah, you probably would have. You probably would have pried.
I'd be like, man, I want to see more of these messages. Like, show me the deepest. Show me the furthest back when you guys.
Show me his secrets. Right?
Like I don't know.
Yeah, or like, how did you
curious.
meet? Like, yeah. See, I'm not like that at all. I was like, oh, that's cool. And in my head, I'm like, that's AI. But See,
I pry so much. I would have asked him, was his hair always gray or did it turn gray after he met Elon? Like I would have gone so deep. Like, did the cataracts start after or before? Did the limp the bad heart. Like I want to know how long, what trauma has this person caused you? How many phones have you gone through with this Elon on your phone? Because I want to know. I'm curious. I mean, but I do think robots. Yeah, I think that's what's sad though. I think a lot of people focus on what they find on their phone, and now they do have. What doesn't Snapchat have like an AI buddy now? Like if you're just feeling lonely, you can just start talking to just a random thing.
And that's what's crazy. That is what's crazy, man. I know we talked about it. We've talked about it all the time, but
multiple times.
AI is it's becoming so powerful that it is confusing the masses into believing that whoever's on that other side of the phone is real. It's crazy.
It's think
freaking crazy, man.
The moment we cross the barrier of you listening to a frequency, or you looking at something and you feel like a presence touching your skin, like when you touch your skin, you can physically feel that process. When AI gets to the point, when technology gets to the point where you can feel it actually touching you, then I know we're kind of going to be in trouble, because that the touching, the what you're feeling is not a real person anymore. It's just frequencies running through your body, making you feel, firing receptors in your brain, making you feel like you're being touched. That's when I know we've crossed the line, and that's when it's going to get scary.
Yeah.
And that's coming.
And that's the only sex robot that I want. Is one that I can feel.
I mean, do you though?
Yeah, I do. Because at some point in time, I'm just going to say, fuck it. People are too much work,
That's true.
Give me a robot that does whatever the fuck I want.
That's true.
That's it. That's all I want.
You got to put a quarter in. You just ask it to do it.
Don't even have to put a quarter. I don't even have to fucking clean it. It'll clean itself.
It's like the modern day arcade. You don't got to go to the bowling alley no more and put a quarter in that bitch to play with it. Just right there. You just ask it to do something.
Yeah, exactly. No, you don't ask it. You fucking tell it. It's a robot.
Okay, well.
There you go. That's my stance on robots.
Yeah, it's a trick.
Anyways,
I
thought it was so weird, dude. Just so weird. This person just having a full-blown conversation with the robot. Oof.
Yeah, make real friends. If there's any moral to the story, make real friends that you can like actually sit with, hang out, share a piece of pizza with,
Yeah.
Make a sandwich.
Hey, speaking of sharing a piece of pizza, Joshua, let's move on to the next topic here. This one is tip of the needle, Joshua. So, last week, I was able to hang out in the beautiful city of Seattle proper, and enjoy some time with the old lady and the nightlife of the city. Was I sick? Yes. Did I still have a good time? Of course. So, I kind of just wanted to relay my trip real quick, buddy, because some things happened to me that I did not expect, because they were the first time that they've ever happened. So let me start with saying I was there for about 3 days. So it was 3 days in the city, baby. We got there Friday and we left on Sunday, Monday. I can't remember.
So you guys stayed down there? You guys stayed at a hotel?
Yeah, we stayed down there.
Okay.
We stayed at a beautiful Marriott that was on the water, which was actually a really nice hotel. Hotel review on that one, I'm giving that a solid 7 out of 10.
How are the pillows? Gotta ask about the pillows.
Pillows were soft.
Okay.
Honestly, the pillows could have been a little bit better. They were too soft for my liking. I need a little bit of more of a firm pillow, but view, sensational. We had a waterfront view that was very, very nice for about one of those days. And I'll get to that reasoning later as to why it wasn't that best after that. But overall, hotel, beautiful. 7.5. 7.5 out of 10. I loved it. It was nice. Would stay there again. We were able to do some of the stuff that we wanted to do. We didn't do a lot of the things we had planned, mainly for this reason, Joshua. We did not expect there to be cruises. This is what they call cruise season up here in Seattle.
Got it.
So when we got there on Friday, there was nothing. No cruises at all until Saturday morning. when the cruise boats showed up and brought their booty by the boatloads.
That's pirate lingo. Booty.
So they brought a bunch of people in to the city, and grateful for the tourism, and I'm sure those shops are all grateful and stuff. But to navigate Pike's Place and downtown Seattle with an influence of people is not my strongest suit. Alongside being still getting over a sickness, it was not the best, I could say. But
you should just start coughing everywhere. That would have cleared a pat. Like if you just start coughing.
I am not that person.
Oh, okay.
Dude. I held my coughs in for as long as I could.
Lay a fart.
When I got to the hotel, I just coughed it up.
I mean,
well, I didn't. Joshua, I can't fart on command. Are you a psychopath who can fart on command?
Sure. If I need to clear a room, get the fuck out.
I can't, nor will I do that. No, I'm not doing that.
Just think real hard.
No.
Do it all the time.
Just think. Yeah. Get out of here. Anyways, we were able to do a bunch of fun stuff. One of the things that we did was there was a winery there that we tried out. Woodbridge, I think it was the winery name, or Woodland something. It was definitely something wood, but it was delicious. So shout out to
definitely
them.
Wood.
It was definitely wood something. That was really fun. But they did this weird thing that I think it's just in a little tourist area, which is why they did it. But after a certain point of the day, they will only serve you full glasses of wine or bottles of wine.
That's perfect.
You can't get like samples.
That's perfect.
Well, I mean, it's nice. It's definitely, as an alcoholic, it's nice to just get a full glass of wine.
You see where I'm going with this, right? This is perfect. This is great.
Yeah,
this is educational across the board. Everybody's going to learn something from this.
Everybody's going to learn. But yeah, their wine was fucking delicious. Kind of on the pricey side. So for a full glass of wine, it was like $15.
Jesus.
Yeah. And then their bottles were like $55. We did not get any bottles. I'll tell you that right now. But we did have about 2 glasses each, which was honestly some of the better wines that are made up here in Washington. So there's that. That place was awesome. We also went to the new edition of the aquarium that they have down here. So I know that in recent news, the Seattle waterfront was on locally down there. Like people saw when that was opened up and stuff like that. But in addition to that waterfront, they added a new area of the aquarium, which is fucking amazing. It's very small, but they have a bunch of, I'll have Mia put in some pictures and you guys can see it. But they have a bunch of little, I call them little areas, but they're pretty huge tanks. Some with open tops, some are just, enclosed tanks with a bunch of different tropical fish and a bunch of like ocean fish. It was super, super cool to see it. And you could probably do it in about 20 minutes if you really just wanted to kind of book through it.
Yeah.
But we spent a good like 45 minutes in there because it was nice. It wasn't too many people, but definitely worth checking out if you're up in this area. The new addition to the aquarium. So we did that. That was very fun. We did some stuff in Pikes, nothing crazy. Again, so many fucking people, and I don't do the best when a lot of people are there.
But you've also been down to that area like a bunch of times. So for you, it's like, what are you rediscovering? Other than there's a bunch of fucking people everywhere like that. I mean, that's kind of brand new to you. So if you're seeing anything new, it's like not a new store. It's just all these idiots running around being brand new, and you're not.
Yeah, exactly. So we did some stuff that we had on a list that we wanted to do. But the one thing that we didn't plan for kind of just happened. And I want to share this whole long-winded story is to share this specific story. So about a day before we were going to Seattle, we get we're scrolling through the feeds, right? And we get a feed on our Instagram or TikTok. I don't remember where it was. But it's for an artist, Josiah Flores. Okay.
Never heard of him.
Never heard of him either. I was just like, who? We scroll through. He's playing some music. Sounds pretty decent, right? Sounds pretty good, right? So click the little thing on there, it shows some tour dates, right? This man's coming up to Seattle while we are going on our trip. So right off the bat,
coincidence?
Hey, I love live music.
Yes.
Awesome. Very cool. It just so happened, Joshua, that this man put out an album that same day, right? So this album gets released. We get one of the songs playing on our reels, right? I look him up. This man is from San Jose, California, right? He now lives in San Francisco. So already, just like what is happening, crazy. We find it's not his most recent music video, but his second recent video. And the backstory behind this music video was that it was shot using a bunch of old footage from, you guessed it, Watsonville, California, Joshua. Bam. His family was from Watsonville. And so
it's great to hear.
He had all of this footage that he did, and he made a beautiful music video and a beautiful song. So we go to this show in a space that I've never been to, and it is right at the end of Pike's Marketplace. It is a literal hole in the wall, Joshua. There is you make a sharp left, you walk down some stairs, and it is a hole in the wall dive bar, but with an allure of like burlesque fashion, beautiful theming.
Okay.
So again, I'll have Mia putting pictures and stuff. Thank you, man.
Is that on the side where that famous bubblegum alley is? Is it down?
Yes, Joshua. Yes. Okay. So right across from this bar, the bar is called the Rabbit Box. Is that the rabbit hole? I don't know. Mia put the thing up there. Thank you. Appreciate that. But right across from the gum wall, Joshua, is that little cove that you tuck into and walk down the stairs. So it is there. But Joshua, it was a beautiful venue. Really small, really intimate. It's kind of like Rosie's, and they're like little back room.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's if you like upgraded that room like 1,000 and just kept the intimacy of that room, right? Or even like the downstairs of the Red Room when that was still a thing. Mm-hmm. Like it was just intimate and just mood lighting and just really nice decor. So they played a show in that room, and we were there. Doors opened at 6. We were there at like 5:45 because we really didn't have anything else to do. And we sat there while they did their sound check. We had
great.
way too many drinks.
I think sound check is awesome. I mean, I would love to be present for a sound check.
Yeah, no, it was great. Like I have no complaints. I was telling the old lady that it reminded me a lot of when I used to do shows and go on tour and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It was just fun to have those vibes back, and that was really, really fucking cool. But anyways, they played the show.
You think I have gone to another? Oh, no, I think you're wrong. Been here all along. Make a lover. Hey, I tried to convince you that I'd never leave again.
It was phenomenal. We waited till after the show, and we bought a whole bunch of merch, and we told them, and him specifically, because he was the one selling the merch, but we told him at the end of the show that we were from Watsonville, and that his song, I believe it's called La Lucha, meant a lot, and that it was good to see him, and that everything that they were doing was really great. So that was really fucking awesome, Joshua. And it's just funny to me how things like that kind of happen in life, where like they said that they didn't put any like there was no added effort into the posts on Instagram. Mm-hmm. So it kind of just happened naturally, which is mind-blowing. So it just goes to show that sometimes social media isn't always a bad thing.
I mean, I'm a firm believer shit happens for a reason. And for you to run into a local artist all the way up there, I mean, shit happens for a reason. And it's funny because a lot of people fail to pay attention to these signs that are written on the wall. It's kind of like some people only believe it if they're given the winning lotto ticket and they don't want to go out there and play the game themselves. Like, the answers are not always going to be given to us in life. Sometimes they're just going to be like hidden behind things, and you got to see the writing, and you got to look to the stars sometimes. And I'm a firm believer in that. So I hope people take something from Sean's story, because of, like, that's super cool. That because you don't know what the meaning of that was. That could be you being re-inspired, like, but you have to be open to that kind of universe, that energy, that concept. So that's great that you came across that, because I love that shit when that happens in my life. I love that.
Yeah, I thought it was amazing too. So shout out to him, and spoiler alert, I got a little fun find from that show. So we'll show you guys later. But Joshua, I'm done talking about my trip. It was great. It was a
great story.
It was fun to be out in the city. But that was pretty much all we did. We did a little bit more bar hopping, but nothing crazy, nothing super exciting to report on. But yeah, that was it. So with that being said, Joshua, let me get to the AI song for the week. So if you want to hear this song in its entirety, head on over to sorryforthelate.live/AI radio, and you can hear this in its entirety. Joshua, I'm going to share my screen with you right now. And for the people listening, just keep on listening. You know how this shit goes. And here it is, buddy. Your AI song for the week. It is called Slow Motion Roller Skates. Here it is. Number 40, by the way.
Neon lights, they start to glow. City hums a steady flow. Wheels are spinning, time's a blur. Every corner's ours to stir. Slow motion roller skates glide through the haze. Every turn a spark that sets the streets ablaze. Nights alive, the rhythm's tight. We own this space. Slow motion roller skates. We're in the race. We're in the race. Sidewalks sing a squeaky tune. Underneath the rising moon. Traffic halts as we parade. Life's a scene and we're the shade. Slow motion roller skates glide through the haze. Every turn a spark that sets the streets ablaze. Nights alive, the rhythm's tight. We own this space. Slow motion roller skates. We're in the race.
All right, Joshua, there's your AI song for the week. Again, if you want to listen to that song in its entirety, head on over to sorryforthelate.live/AI radio. And you listen to that and 39 other songs, Joshua. That was song number 40.
40 on the track.
Can you believe that?
Number 40 on the
40
track.
on the beats. Let's get it.
It's a great song for a great number.
Dog.
40.
Yeah, man. 40.
I mean, who said life stops at 40? I think life's just starting to begin for those AI tracks at 40.
Yeah, man. As that software improves, I can only imagine how much more catchy these songs are going to be. I guarantee you, eventually, someone's going to listen to one of these songs just out of the blue, and they're going to be like, wow, I really like that singer.
I mean,
like, how do I find
when you're referring to software, I hope you're referring to what's in our head, because there's a whole lot of software going on up here too. Remember, those songs don't write themselves. I mean, kind of, but
I mean, they kind of do.
It takes these two guys. It takes these guys.
I mean, someone's got to push the button.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Somebody's got to move the needle. That's happening right here.
Someone's got to move the needle. God damn.
We're doing it.
And Joshua, I'm so tired of talking. This next topic's also mine. I'd rather you do your topic next.
What do you mean? Let's get what you love Disneyland. How do you not want to talk about Disneyland? I mean, okay, I get it. There's a conundrum. There is always a conundrum with Disneyland. Somebody's always fucking overspending. Somebody's kids crying. There's always some shit that somebody's buying that they don't need. So when it comes to Disneyland and the conundrum, it's a fucking vortex of a conundrum. Disneyland is. It's the Bermuda Triangle of confusion. Disneyland is. Nobody. I mean, everybody's lost when they go there.
He's not wrong.
The only reason they go there is to spend money. That's what they go in happy and they leave broke. That's what Disneyland is.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I mean, like what the fuck? People's 401ks are that much drained after this fucking place. I love it. Yeah. I get it. It's a beautiful place. It's supposed to be a happy place, but there's so many crying kids everywhere at Disneyland. How happy
That's because you're going at the wrong time of day, buddy. You got to go late at night when all the kids are asleep.
No, the best time to go, fun fact, the best time to go to Disneyland is when it's fucking raining.
Oh yeah. Honestly,
that's the best time to go to Disneyland.
Yeah, it is very true.
So don't be shy. 100%. When you got to pull out your umbrella and walk to the park, get your ass there quick because nobody else is going and you're going to get on the rides and you're going to have a great fucking time. Facts. So fun fact, go there when it's raining. But Sean, let's not skip it, man. Let's not skip.
This is the Disneyland Conundrum is the next topic. And the reason I bring this up, Joshua, I don't know if you...
Oh, there it goes. Yeah, that's the conundrum.
If you are aware of the Disneyland news that just had dropped, but I know you're probably not, so I'm just going to explain it to you anyway. So, 3 big things were announced recently for Disneyland. The first being they confirmed where the Coco ride is going.
Okay, Coco. Got it. I haven't seen Coco's been out forever. They're barely doing this fucking ride now.
Yes, they are. So you don't derail me on this. We had a lot to talk about. Okay. So the second thing that they announced is going to be the new parking structure and entrance into the east side of Disneyland, or the side that is on Harbor Way.
Another long
where
overdue.
All the hotels are. Long overdue for sure, 100%. And the third thing, Joshua, is where the conundrum comes in. I mean, the second thing you could probably make an argument is for it can be a conundrum too, but the third thing is really what I want to talk about here. They announced where the Avatar land is going to be. Joshua, are you familiar with Avatar?
Very.
And there being a Disneyland.
Well, I'm familiar with the movies. The first one was great. The second one was way too long. Did they make a third? I don't even fucking remember.
They were about to make a third. Yes. Yes.
So the fact that they're going to make a whole theme out of this, I hope they get it right, because if they don't, this is probably like $1 trillion mistake.
So Joshua, here is the conundrum. The location for the Avatar land is going to be in Disneyland California Adventure, so DCA.
Okay,
it's going to be in the Hollywood backlot. So do you remember where the Monsters Inc. ride is?
Yes.
Okay, so they're going to be putting Avatar Land there, but they are not taking out everything from the Hollywood backlot. So they are going to be kind of pushing that out further into the bus area, right? Which is why they're changing the entrances to the park. So because they're pushing it out further, so they're getting rid of the bus entrances on that side, and then they're adding Avatar into Hollywoodland. The conundrum I have with this, Joshua, is I do not care for Avatar.
I was gonna say that. I didn't want to interrupt you.
I would rather there continue to be Monsters Inc. So my conundrum is, I mean, obviously, I can't change that. They've decided on this. It's already set in motion. But my conundrum is, do I just say okay and I accept and I kind of move forward with them? Or do I hold out for as long as I can with bitterness and say that I do not want this and I will never want this? So that is my conundrum, Joshua. I don't know how to feel at this point in time in my life right now. So I'm asking you to tell me, Joshua, how should I feel about this as somebody who is on the outside looking in?
Yeah, I'm very much on the outside. The only time I ever look at Disneyland is when I go into Costco and I see how cheap the fucking tickets are because I just can't afford them. I mean, honestly, like, I love Disneyland, but in all honesty, if you've been watching this show long enough, you know I'm not a fanatic like Sean is. Oh, yeah. But if you are a fanatic, which you are, Sean, I think you should give Avatar Land a shot and do it as soon as it opens. Okay. You gotta. Okay. I think you have to get into it before all the gum hits the floor. Before all the graffiti hits the bathrooms, before the toilets stop working, before the food gets you sick, and the stuffed animals are cheaply made. I think you got to get in there sooner than later. Okay. Because once the padding in the seats wear out and now you're sitting on the raw metal and they're completely uncomfortable, you're going to have even more of a reason to fucking hate it. So you got to get in there when the car's still shiny and the stuffed animals don't have children's mucus rubbed all over them and shit and boogers on the ceiling. You got to get in there while it's fresh.
All right. So then you're thinking I should just move forward and move forward with them.
The new car smell. Go after the new car smell. Don't wait until I show up and fart in your brand new car and say, why does my new car smell like shit? Because that's what you're going to get if you go 2 years later to Avatar Land. You got to get in there sooner than later and give it a fresh start. And then go back there 2 years later and say, maybe the seats need to be worn in. Now I like it more. Maybe you like that fart smelling car. Maybe maybe you like that. All right. I don't know.
Okay, I see what you're saying. I'll give it a shot. I mean, I'm always open for change. It's just not when it comes to Disneyland, but whatever. We'll give it a shot. I mean, because why not? It's kind of confusing though, because they're not getting rid of Hollywoodland completely and they're leaving stuff there. And so it's like they could have a full land, but they're kind of just using like more than half the area. So it's like, just an odd choice.
So I have a quick question though, because you're a fanatic and I don't even know. So is Avatar Land, has that already been built in the Florida Disneyland?
Yeah. So there is an Avatar Land in Florida.
Okay. So they've already built that there.
Yeah. So they've built one there. So that one is technically based off of the original Avatar movie. This one that they're building over here is based off of the second movie. So it's going to be a lot more water.
Yeah, water world or whatever they call that.
Pretty much. Yeah, like a water world. Exactly. Yeah. So we'll see how they do it because it's California.
Yeah, I was going to say.
We don't really have a lot of water to spare.
You can't even fight fires, and you're building a whole theme park around water. It's kind of fucked up.
Exactly. So that you can argue that's another conundrum, but we will see. So I'll keep you posted on how everything's going with that. But they are closing my beautiful Monsters Inc. ride at the end of 2026.
That's sad.
So let this be known. I will be going to Disneyland sometime this year to pay my respects and jizz on Sully one last time. So
bummer. Yeah. All right. Well, there you go, man. I really hope it's not as big as a conundrum as you think it is, but I think you got to try it.
To me, it is. I mean, I'm very passionate. Just like Avatar, bro. Avatar.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's a long one to sit through.
Yeah.
It's definitely long. Get a comfortable couch. Then return it afterwards. Because that's just going to be worn out.
Moving on.
Do you want to just land the plane, man? We got 10 minutes left.
No, because you made me go through my topics, so I'm going to make you go through your topic.
I mean,
so there's that.
Jesus, I just made this one up. This isn't even a fucking thing. Just kidding. All right, strawberry moon, Sean. Do you even know what a strawberry moon is? Have you heard of this?
Yeah, it's like isn't it like the one after a blood moon?
I don't know if it's necessarily after a blood moon, So the reason that this came up today is because I didn't know anything about a strawberry moon. And by the time this episode comes out, the strawberry moon will have come and gone. But the reason I kind of want to tell you or read off of Google what a strawberry moon is, because I have a question afterwards and I'm just curious about it. So if you don't know what a strawberry moon is, I'm going to go and try to fucking read this shit. A strawberry moon is a special full moon that occurs in June and is named for the timing of strawberry harvest season in the Northern Hemisphere. This year, the strawberry moon is extra special because it will be the lowest full moon in the sky since 2006 due to a major lunar standstill. This means it will be close to the horizon, potentially appearing with a reddish tint.
Wow.
A lot of words there. I did my best to read it, everybody. Thank you for hanging in there. But my curiosity for this is, do you think when these lunar events happen, they have a physical change amongst all of us? Do you think we feel different?
Oh, yeah.
Because of the way the moon affects the gravity on the planet?
Yeah. I mean, if I see a blood red moon out there, I get a blood red lust, you know, like I am yearning for the blood if I see a big full moon out there. So I would say for me, for sure. Yeah, dude, it definitely changes my mood. There's something just primal about that kind of shit. So,
okay. So you're a believer that it does affect you because like you at work the other day, you ran into or maybe it wasn't work. Maybe you're just at a bus stop. I don't know. I don't want to assume.
Don't assume.
I ran into somebody. We'll just say at the bus stop because I just said that.
Hell yeah.
I'll just say I was at the bus stop. Why? My car stopped working. I don't know why I was at the bus stop. So over and over, people kept walking up to this bus stop with just not knowing where they were going, what they were doing, and how they even got there. But I had to assist them through the process. Basically drive the car for them.
Yeah.
Or you could say I basically had to put the nail in the piece of board for them because they didn't know anything about it. So when I heard about this strawberry moon, I just had this. I don't like to judge people, but man, I really have come across in the last couple of days people that just seem like they just never woke up, that they're fucking still asleep. And I'm just wondering, is it my patience? Is it my age? Or just, I just don't know. Is it the moon, man? Is it the strawberry moon that affects people one way or another?
I mean, there has to be some type of scientific evidence that shows, like, maybe, because the moon controls the tides, right? And what are we? Like fucking 53,000% water or some shit like that. And maybe that has an effect on us too, right? The moon is kind of sloshing the water around in us, and that maybe causes people to become assholes or just fucking.
I mean, they weren't assholes.
Birds,
it's like almost like lower gravity, lower IQ. Like something happened, man. Yeah. I just don't know what happened, and fuck, man, it's so weird when you come across people that you just because I don't never want to judge. Like you don't judge, we don't judge. We're accepting of all people. But I just don't know when these events pop up, and I want to circle back to, is this just a lunar event? And maybe I'll see them next week, and all of a sudden they're fucking Einstein. And I was like, where were you last week? Because you certainly are a totally different person.
Let's chalk it up to a lunar event.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it is. I'm pretty sure it's just a lunar event.
Okay. So lower gravity, I have a higher IQ. Higher gravity. I mean, fuck, dude. I'm doomed either way, it sounds like.
Well, we're fucked. We're fucked, buddy.
All right. Well, there you go. That's what I got for the strawberry moon. And if you have any other fun facts about a strawberry moon or an experience that you had for the strawberry moon, I'd love to hear about it because it's just been a weird one for me.
All right, my dude. Hey, let's land this plane now. Do you got any fun finds for the week, buddy?
I do. I have a genuine fun find that I'm actually excited about because this has been sitting in the Big Daddy Amazon cart for a while.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah, it's been sitting there. It's been floating around, and I finally had to pull the trigger. And Sean, you might appreciate this. If you're watching, you may appreciate this. If you're just listening, you're going to have to slide over to the website our YouTube. Come check us out and let me know if you appreciate this.
Yeah. He's digging for something down there. So, is it for gold?
So, Sean,
who knows?
This is my fun find. You let me know if this is a winner. Right here, buddy.
All right. I'm ready. He's holding it up. Oh, this is a Luxar and what is that? The ball from the Pixar logo. So it's the lamp and the ball that the little lamp steps on. It's a Lego set, which is fucking amazing, my dude. That is definitely a beautiful, fun find. Oh, and there's Joshua turned the box around and it has him standing on the ball, which I was about to ask if it could stand on the ball, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, there's a couple of configurations. Awesome. But, these Lego things that I buy, as fun as they are, I always get a little nervous because this one has 21,357 pieces.
Hot dog. That is a lot of pieces.
It doesn't look like a lot, but holy shit, man, I'm a little nervous. And it says you got to at least be 18 or older to put this together.
Oof.
So I really hope I qualify.
Yeah, you just barely qualify on that one, buddy. Oof.
Yeah, but that's my fun find, man. That's what I got. You mentioned you had a awesome fun find from your trip.
Oh yeah. This is Joshua. Thank you for sharing your fun find. By the way, that is fucking sick. I can't wait to see you build it. Right. So let's see. For those of you who don't know, Joshua loves Legos.
I do.
He also loves knockoff Legos as well. But when Joshua gets one of these sets, it takes him about a good 2 years to put them together. So we'll see how long it takes Joshua to put together this one, and maybe we'll have a future update where he can show it off.
Right.
Next year.
Eventually, they're all going to be in the background because this background is going to change at some point, and it'd be cool to see some stuff back there from all these Lego fun find builds.
But Joshua, this is my fun find for the week. This is sorry everybody, I didn't mean to
check it out. What do you got there, Sean?
Anything. Here it is. So this
handsome
is
dude.
Josiah Flores and his vinyl album. The album's called Doing Fine, and he signed it for us because I made him. It says Ola, howdy, hi. Josiah Flores right there. But Joshua, this is a beautiful green vinyl. I don't have that part out because it's on my actual excuse me, it's on my actual vinyl player over there. So just wanted to shout him out. He was great. He was fun to talk to, and we bought pretty much all of his merch. So there's that. There you go.
Right on, man.
That is my fun find for the week. Yeah. Let's start to land this plane, Joshua. I'm starting to build up some mucus back here.
I know, yeah. Sean's falling apart.
Sick. I got that lingering cough. So the alcohol's not helping. I need more of it to kill it.
No, he's done.
So, buddy, do you got any fortunes for us this week?
Well, I'm glad we got to the end of this episode because my drink is all watered down and it's about time to land this plane, like you said. So if this is your first time, which is probably not by now, but it's episode 90. So if it is your first time, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. We appreciate everybody who's been here and all you newcomers. But normally we do a little fortune right here at the end of this. These are just fun little fortune cookies that I found on Amazon. This one happens to be the Fortunes Against Humanity collection. So we'll see if these are funny or not funny or whatever.
As Joshua pulls that one out, let me tell you guys that these fortunes, there's a reason why we have these ones left.
Yeah.
Because they are not always the best. So let's hope for the best one this week, buddy. I'm kind of hoping that it's a good one. I know last week's wasn't terrible and it was a repeat, but I think this week's going to be an original and it's going to be great. That's me going in with a positive attitude and mindset. So let's see if we can secret this thing into existence.
Oh, man, here we go. I mean, again, it's episode 90. Let's try to get a good one out of here. And I have not read this yet. So hopefully this is a good one, like you said, Sean. So your fortune for today's podcast, episode 90 on June 17th, is your positive outlook brings comfort to those who urge you to get on medication.
Well, I mean, that's what happens when you bring your positive outlook, you know?
Jeez.
So I mean,
there you go.
That was good. That was good. That's going in my good pile. So I'll keep that one for later.
Episode 90 worked out. Thank you, I guess.
Episode 90. It finally worked out. Who would have guessed? Took us all those episodes.
Thank you for that lovely fortune. And Sean usually has some lucky numbers for us.
I do have some lucky
One
numbers.
of these days, we feel like if you keep watching, you keep listening, eventually you're going to hit some lucky lotto numbers. And you won't have us to thank for that. But, just take it as the universe is sending you a little love through these numbers. So
yeah, and they are as followed: 3, 6, 8, 16, 29, 30, and 40. Once again, your 7 lucky numbers are 3, 6, 8, 16, 29, 30, and 40. Those are your 7 lucky numbers, buddy.
Wonderful.
It's been almost an hour and 53 minutes. For those of you who missed the other 52 minutes of this podcast, just feel free, head on over to Sorry for the Late Out Live. Check out the transcript. You can read it all there.
Yeah, check out the merch.
We said some pretty fucked up shit.
Yeah.
So it's all on there.
We got new words too.
But buddy,
we got new words.
Yellow
bus and cow's milk.
Bus and cow's milk. Yes. Let's put in Spider Lily. Let's talk about Red Penguin number 9.
That's perfect.
Joshua, let's end this episode. Give the people your final monologue for the week. Make it a good one. It's episode 90. So, you know how much we love those 0 numbers.
I know. Yeah. We always love it. And this is always the hardest part. You got to close the show. You got to come up with a monologue. And I never have a script for this. So I don't have a script for this either, but I want to shout out Josiah Flores. Hopefully I'm saying Josiah Flores, an artist that's brand new to me. That's brand new to Sean. That's fucking awesome that you're out there, man. Keep getting after it. I'd like to shout him out. And I don't know. I don't really got much else to say other than look him up as well. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Head to our website. We got merch. We have our own music. We love all you guys. And we will see you again next week on episode 91.
Wow. Joshua, that was beautiful. And I can't say anything other than that. Joshua, thank you. And everybody, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We do appreciate it. Get yourself some merch. Come listen to another episode. We will see you next week. Joshua, you know what's coming, buddy.
I do.
I got one for you.
I do look forward to this.
I got one for you today, my dude.
Lay it on me, man.
And it is as followed. Joshua, what would happen if you threw all of the books into the ocean?
I have no idea. No idea.
A tidal wave. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll talk to you guys next week. Be safe out there. Love you. Deuces.